first, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Yes, indeed, it is Fox 12 Now. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. That is a live look at the coast right now.
Yes.
That is our seaside camera. That does not look like summer at all.
Nope.
As it says right there.
Yes. And to be honest, this is a little rare to have this much rain this early in August. You usually start seeing the rain more toward the end. So this is a little not natural.
Yes. Also, as somebody who left the top off on their Jeep this morning, they found out.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, and I warned you yesterday.
I know. It was a wet ride-in. Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Dibler here with Katie Zuniga. Of course, thank you for joining us. We are live streaming here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. And as it says right there, we're talking about what's going on outside right now. Rain.
Yes.
But that's not
the only thing we're going to talk about.
Yeah, we've got more.
Yes, yeah. So I have all the numbers for you, what we got last night leading into today, when we expect this to stop, which we're actually in the midst of that right now, and then the big warm up and why we're back to summer. So this is just like a tiny little, like, if you're not loving the hot weather, this is for you because it's coming back.
Yeah. Okay, good, because I want the hot weather back.
Yes, summer's not done yet.
Summer's not done.
Has not lost its grip, is what we will say for today. So here we are. We're looking at the active radar right now. If you look at that, you really don't see much as we get closer toward the end of that run. But if you go back a bit, we had some pretty good rain earlier this morning. This is from last night leading up to midnight. So you can see up in Astoria, we had 0.02 of an inch, just a little, only in that top northwest corner. And then if you look at yesterday in the metro and the valleys, you see nothing. So none of the rain actually started accumulating over up until midnight as far as the metro and the valleys go. And then when you look at it so far today, you can definitely see we have more along the coast, already a 1/4 inch there in Tillamook. We have almost a 1/4 inch here in the metro. So my numbers are, I need to update them. I had a 19/100 of an inch before I came over, so that just came in. You can see some in Hood River, but then if you look down toward the valley, and we did talk about this yesterday, anything south really of Salem, Albany, Corvallis didn't look like it would have much.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we saw happen. And then when you get into the metro area just a little closer, you'll notice that Portland has the most. You can see a little more to the north, close to 0.2. Hillsborough only 1/10, and then less as you head down towards Salem into the 100 of an inch around McMinnville and Salem. So truthfully, this is playing out exactly what we had expected. So this number here, this was what it was when I put these slides together. So now we know we're at 0.2 of an inch. But Greg, look at this last up to 2016. We have 0.2 of an inch right now. Only 2020 has more. Look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the last years where we had less in August than what we just got today.
Wow.
So even though we're still well below, we're 0.3 below our average for the month, we've already received more than half of the last several years.
That's pretty crazy, and that's just in this amount of time.
Yep, and it's been 2 weeks almost to the day, 15 days. If you don't count today would be 16. So 15 days since we had our last rain in July, and that was only 0.3 of an inch. So, and that really pretty much came in one day, if you remember.
Right, yeah.
Remember that as well.
Yeah.
We just had that one day. Few drops came the next morning, but pretty much it was all in one day, one event like we're seeing today. So, well, we just got August started. What are we on, the 6th right now?
Yeah, the 6th.
Yeah, we're the 6th. So we're just at the very beginning of the month. So we have plenty of time to get that other 0.3, especially when we typically see more of our rain toward the end of the month. And the other thing too, I actually should have brought this over here and I didn't even think about it. In our last podcast, we played it last weekend, Camilla and I talked about why we see the shift from summer thunderstorms to fall rain and the shift in the jet stream and how that changes. So this morning, this August, where jet stream is to the north, and that gives us a different type of storm, the more isolated thunderstorm. And then when we get into September, we see that jet stream fall south, we get more of an onshore. That's when we get those troughs that dip down and get the tropical, we get those pineapple expresses, lots of atmospheric rivers.
And pineapple express, yes.
Yeah, so it's those long, steady rains rather than these short bursts like we're seeing now. So that's a shift that we make going from August into September. And right now we're in, it's called ENSO neutral, which means sea surface temperatures are about average, but we're trending more toward another La Nina
Okay.
winter than an El Nino. We can save that topic for
that is
another.
That's definitely a topic we need to get into.
Yes. So what is headed our way coming up this next week? This is where we said summer has not lost its grip yet. Okay, we still have more on the way. So what I want to show you is we have 2 first alert days in our 7-day forecast. And we expected once we were watching the trend toward the end of this week that it was going to get hot. Models weren't in agreement as to what days. Now that we're getting closer, it's more in alignment, and it's not anything off of what we're expecting, which is Monday and Tuesday, where we could see temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. We are still not expecting a triple-digit day yet for Portland. There are going to be areas around, because our microclimates, and some areas you know who you are, you get a little warmer than others, but for now we're looking at I-5 corridor, Metro, Gorge, mid to upper 90s, and here's the one that people always ask, warm overnight, mid upper 60s, so harder to cool off.
Yeah.
If you don't have an air conditioner, getting those windows open is not ideal. Of course, the coast is going to stay cool through all this. We're not seeing a strong east wind, and that's part of the reason why we're not expecting these triple-digit temperatures, as it's not a big east wind event that will push everything all the way out to the coast. So we'll still stay comfortable, and then same thing, higher elevations. You go up into the mountains, up higher elevations, you'll be good. So here's what is happening that we are seeing. There's this low pressure that's coming through right now. We're in the base of that trough. That's what's brought us the showers. And then if you look off to our west, you see that H that's starting to come in there. That's the center of high pressure. The closer to darker purple you get, the hotter the air is in that atmosphere in the jet stream. And that starts to push up, and it kind of just sits off there in the Pacific on the west coast, bringing in some hot air, pushing up into Washington, even up into Canada. Now, it doesn't look at this point like that high pressure shifts directly over us. In fact, it might back off a little. You can see kind of a low pressure center up to the north there that's not colored in. But this is all the way through Wednesday, and that's when we stay and are seeing those particularly hot temperatures. If that high pressure breaks down, doesn't shift to the west, then we'll see the heat back up. But if it does, then we'll see the low drop down. So it'll depend on, and we're watching just the placement, the timing, the movement of that high pressure, whether we'll see cooler temperatures past midweek or if that high pressure shifts over us. So almost heat waves. This is where we say we might have our first heat wave of the season. So our first almost heat wave was the beginning of June. We had 290 and an upper 80. Then we had another almost one late June, early July, 290s and an 89. That was the closest we've come so far this season. Then early July, just a few days later, mid 80s, low 90s. So that was okay, kind of close. And then the next, another real close one, and our hottest day of the season so far, July 16th, 97. So that's the hottest we have been. Came close there. And then here we come, this particular one we're looking at right now, the 10th through the 12th.
Okay.
What will we see? So before we get to the 7-day, I want to show you one more thing here. We have, this is all the way back to 2000. So there are 8 years in the last 25, right? I'm doing my math right?
Yeah.
24, 25, if you don't want to count this year so far, that we have not reached any 100-degree days. And I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 that we only had 1. So that's, it's not like a given that we'll reach 100. And we don't have one right now. We're not thinking we're going to make it to 100 on Monday. I mean, stuff could change. It's still midweek. We have some shifting that could happen. Our all-time record number in one summer is 5, and we had that back-to-back in 21 and 22. And then the next closest recently we came was in 2006. We had 4. So we're getting, our daylight hours are getting shorter, the sun angle is starting to get lower, like all those things. So we're losing our ability. Now, it's happened I believe I brought this to you before. It's happened later. I think we had one in September once.
Yeah.
You know, so it's still possible for us to get it. And we've had some heat waves late August. I'm not saying that the chance is gone, just showing you, you know.
It's just diminishing.
Yeah, the chances are getting harder, and unless we get some kind of heat dome or something that's not typical this time of year, we're backing off on that possibility. But it's there. I mean, it's not gone. We're not in the fall time yet. So a quick look at the current 7-day. I didn't make too much of any changes from what we had from last night. Models are staying pretty consistent with what we're seeing. There might be a few sprinkles still overnight tonight, tomorrow morning on the west slopes of the Cascades, of the foothills, some of those higher elevations, just very scattered light showers here or there, moving back into the upper 70s to low 80s Friday. And then when that ridge builds in, you can see a pretty good jump from low to upper 80s as we go into the weekend, turning pretty hot Sunday. And then there it is, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. If we hit that 90 on Sunday, we're likely going to have our first heat wave of the summer, pretty late too, for the time of year for that to be coming in. So I would say, all in all, it's been a pretty mild summer.
Yeah.
You know, we've had little 1 or 2 day 90-degree spouts here and there, but nothing that's been an extensive, extreme, you know, 70s overnight, anything like that. It's been definitely hot at times, but not something that's been extreme like we've seen in the last few years.
All right, so heat wave.
Possible, yeah.
Potential.
I would definitely say the closest we've come so far this year to actually seeing that happen.
Okay.
Because we're just that 90-degree day that we have on Sunday, that's as the heat is building. And so unless for some reason that ridge decides it wants to not build as quickly, that would be the only reason that we would possibly not get that heat wave.
All right, so take a look at that there, 7 days. Weird today, but that's my assessment. Strange today. Back
Strange
to
today, hot tomorrow.
Hot tomorrow. There we go. There it is. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know. You
Yeah.
know, and
So you can be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared. Watch out there for what's coming up. I'm still looking at that shot behind us there. Just
Yeah.
talking about a heat wave and looking at that at the same time. And whatever's going on at Seaside.
Oh, that's the volleyball.
Oh, is that the
That's
volleyball
the
tournament?
largest volleyball
Yeah.
tournament, I think, in the States.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was
Starts-
perfect as it's raining.
Thank
right
you.
now.
No, it starts tomorrow.
Starts
so
tomorrow.
thankfully for them, it won't be so
I'll
rainy.
get it out. All right. Well, if
Yeah.
you're going to be heading over there, there you go. Umbrellas at the coast, but that's not going to last long. All right. Well,
They're not from the area if they have umbrellas.
Exactly. That's an instant way to tell that somebody's not from here.
They're replant.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us again. This is Fox 12 Now, and thank you to Katie for joining us over here. She's going to be back on at noon.
Yes, that's why we're
Yeah.
doing a quick hit
Gotta
today
get
because
her
I got to go
of
get
here
out of noon.
and back over to the other studio. But I'll be back at 1 o'clock as well. We've got lots of stuff coming up this afternoon for Fox 12 Now, so join us then. But that's it for now. Thanks, Katie, and we'll talk to you soon. This is Fox 12 Now.